But if you guys take a look at the stands, all the seats, even the courtside seats, are empty.
The latest playoff ratings are out, and the drop is shocking. With jaWilson knocked out of the playoffs, it seems no one is tuning in anymore. And honestly, without Caitlyn on the court, fans are saying they're just not interested.
I may not talk about the WNBA again until April.
Well, okay.
Trust me, I'm not going to be watching. I can't.
Exactly. Fans are tuning out of the WNBA because Caitlyn's not playing. Without her, it just doesn't feel exciting or fun to watch. That's why the ratings have already dropped a huge 50%.
Aren't the same with Caitlyn Clark and the Indiana Fever now eliminated. Game 1 of the Aces Liberty matchup on Sunday drew an average of 929,000 viewers. Was down nearly 50% from last Sunday's Fever Sun contest. By the way, not only was viewership down,
the ratings just aren't the same without Caitlyn Clark and the Indiana Fever, who were eliminated in Game 1 of the Aces versus Liberty matchup on Sunday in July. Sunday's game had an average of 929,000 viewers, almost 50% down from last week's Sun versus Fight contest. And it wasn't just the ratings. Attendance was down too.
And Caitlyn Clark is a superstar in the making, okay? I understand she's arguably a generational talent. I get all of that. But to put something like this up and to just sit there and say that she's the reason why the WNBA ratings are what they are.
The WNBA's last big star, jaWilson, is out. And even when she was still playing, she couldn't keep viewers tuned in. Now, with only D-Day Carrington and Alyssa Thomas left, the league is facing a serious crisis as viewership keeps dropping after every game.
Sell out every game. They got 4 Olympians. They got jaWilson, unanimous MVP. They got Kelsey Plum, who was the #1 overall pick. Jackie Young was on the Olympic team. Chelsea Gray was on the Olympic team. I don't get it.
Let's be honest, Caitlyn Clark's impact is the real reason the WNBA isn't getting the same attention. Just look at the numbers. When Caitlyn was playing, the WNBA pulled in over 1 million viewers. But with jaWilson, they're down to 400,000. Now that the MVP is out, the league is in complete disarray.
WNBA players got upset. We don't have the privilege of just playing basketball. We have to care about these social issues. She's playing in a social issues league that wants to wear shirts that say vote, push some sort of political agenda. She just wants to.
This is what happens when you fail to protect your top talent. Caitlyn was shoved and hit game after game with no calls made. Even in the playoffs, she ended up with a black eye, and still, nothing. Now, the WNBA is feeling the impact, and the fans are tuning out.
The chance for them to start getting paid more because the exposure's up. Because it's her, you have people like, what's her name, Jamelia Hill or what? I can't stand her.
Yeah.
You got these women who are coming on here, and they're saying it's because she...
Ever since Caitlyn Clark's Indiana Fever got knocked out, the league's momentum has hit a wall. This wasn't just another loss. It exposed how vital Clark is to the WNBA. Now, the league is facing a viewership crisis that many didn't expect, or maybe just ignored.
I believe 2 Sundays ago with Caitlyn Clark, she drew 1.8 million viewers on an NFL Sunday. This past NFL Sunday, jaWilson drew 900,000.
Clark isn't just a rising star. She's a fan favorite who goes beyond the game. Her exciting style, charisma, and ability to attract fans from all over the world have made her the highlight of the NBA's most watched games. Now that she's not playing, the numbers tell the story.
People are watching ESPN for a game. If that game was on CBS, they probably would have had 25, 30 million people watching that game.
The Fever's exit sent shockwaves throughout the league, and ratings have tanked ever since. Right after Clark left, viewership plummeted, with each playoff game seeing even bigger drops. What was gearing up to be an amazing season has quickly turned into a wake-up call about how much Caitlyn Clark really drove the league's success.
And that they were on the road. You even had Dallas Wings players saying, like, it kind of sucks seeing so many Indiana Fever in 2020 or 22 jerseys in the stands, but it's also cool to see a lot of people in the stands. Like, Indiana Fever was turning away games into home games, and so it's kind of sad that through all of that, Caitlyn was still advocating for players on the other team to get bonuses because she saw the kind of money and eyeballs and viewership that all of this was generating.
The NBA's dependence on Caitlyn Clark was almost destined from the moment she hit the court. Her talent and charisma turned her into an instant sensation. She sparked a huge wave of interest in the Indiana Fever, making them the league's most watched team. When the Fever played away, it was often Clark's fans who filled the stands, out-shouting the home crowd and giving every away game a home court vibe. Clark's impact on the WNBA has been nothing short of extraordinary. Fans eagerly tuned in to catch her every move, whether she was sinking deep three-pointers or executing fast breaks with laser-like precision. Her electrifying style of play is unlike anything the league has seen in years, drawing comparisons to some of the NBA's biggest stars. What's truly remarkable is her ability to attract a new generation of young basketball fans who may have never paid attention to the WNBA before. She has successfully connected casual viewers with die-hard supporters, building a fan base that goes beyond traditional lines and establishing herself as one of the most in-demand athletes in the sport.
Playoffs, the Fever had nearly 2 million viewers tuning in, while all the other games had around 400,000. Even the WNBA Countdown, which was aired before the Indiana Fever game, had more viewers than two of the...
Since Clark's exit, the WNBA has been missing a key spark. The thrill and energy that defined the regular season have vanished, leaving a noticeable dip in excitement. Fans who once eagerly tuned in to see her shine on the court are now feeling less engaged with the playoff action, as no other player brings her extraordinary blend of star power and charisma.
Only one that I've seen other than Steph Curry that can do that. She's incredible. She's the best player to watch. I've said this all year. She's the best player to watch playing basketball other than...
The WNBA's failure to manage Caitlyn Clark's rising influence has been a significant blunder this season. The league was sluggish in acknowledging her as the superstar she had become, sticking to the same outdated mindset that has troubled the WNBA in the past. Rather than celebrating Clark as more than just another rookie, the league seemed to downplay the excitement she brought, missing a golden opportunity to elevate the game.
Player in the country.
To the media or me?
As you see it.
I feel like I'm the best player in the country.
To make matters worse, the WNBA's choice to keep award voting anonymous has ignited a firestorm among fans who feel Clark was robbed of what she earned. Transparency is vital for credibility, and the league's secretive approach has only fueled anger. Many believe this was a calculated move to dodge criticism from Clark's supporters, but it's backfired spectacularly, creating an uproar instead. By not making Clark the 6th unanimous Rookie of the Year in league history, the WNBA has driven a wedge between itself and its fan base. Fans are furious, claiming the league has overlooked her contributions and demanding answers about the voting process. The uproar over the Rookie of the Year decision has become a lightning rod for broader frustrations with how the WNBA has managed Clark's rise. Many fans and analysts feel that excluding her from such recognition, especially after her significant impact, reflects a deeper problem. The WNBA's reluctance to embrace change and uplift its brightest young stars like other leagues do. Clark's supporters see the league's failure to honor her as a direct affront, and the resulting drop in viewership only strengthens their concerns. If the WNBA can't properly celebrate its top emerging talent, what hope does it have of keeping new fans engaged? jaWilson's frustrations highlight a larger issue within the WNBA that urgently needs addressing. For years, the WNBA has struggled to break into the mainstream sports scene like the NBA and women's college basketball. Stars like jaWilson, Breanna Stewart, and Diana Taurasi have made headlines, but none have captured fan interest quite like Caitlyn Clark in such a short time. Yet, the league's reluctance to fully embrace her star power raises serious concerns about its future. If the WNBA fails to seize the opportunity presented by this generational talent, it risks stifling its own growth. Clark is more than just a promising player. She represents a transformative shift in how fans engage with basketball. The league's mishandling of her rising influence could prove to be a major missed opportunity, leaving them looking back with regret instead of using her momentum to soar to new heights. Her impact isn't confined to the court. She has single-handedly attracted a fresh wave of fans, making this the most watched season in WNBA history. With her jaw-dropping highlight plays, long-range shooting, and fierce competitive spirit, she's drawn in viewers who may have never considered tuning in before. Caitlyn Clark has evolved into a cultural icon, transcending the sport itself. Clark's influence transcends the traditional basketball fan base, drawing in a diverse audience of all ages and backgrounds. She has become a symbol of excitement in women's basketball. Yet the WNBA's failure to acknowledge her impact has not only estranged her vast fan base, but also threatened its own growth. As the playoffs progress without her, the league finds itself in a precarious situation. The decline in viewership isn't just a fleeting issue. It could have lasting ramifications for the WNBA's overall appeal. Ratings have plummeted, leaving the league scrambling to understand how they lost the momentum built throughout the season. With each game that passes, the absence of the Caitlyn Clark effect becomes glaringly evident. Fans who once tuned in religiously are starting to drift away, and even jaWilson's star power hasn't been enough to stem the tide. While Wilson and others are striving to keep the league relevant during Clark's absence, her departure has created a void that's tough to fill. The WNBA must now confront the consequences of its choices and the oversight in appreciating Clark's contributions fully. Speculation is swirling around Clark's future in the league. Although she is still under contract with the Indiana Fever, concerns are mounting that she might consider taking her talents overseas, particularly to the EuroLeague, where players often receive higher pay and more respect. The EuroLeague offers lucrative contracts and an environment where players like Clark are valued for their star power and influence both on and off the court. If the WNBA doesn't significantly improve how it treats its standout players, especially those like Clark, who have the potential to elevate the league, it risks losing them to rival leagues. The idea of Clark playing abroad may seem far-fetched now, but it could quickly become a reality if the WNBA continues to mishandle its brightest stars. The league must confront a tough truth. Caitlyn Clark is not just a player. She is a movement, a cultural force that is reshaping what women's basketball can achieve. If the WNBA doesn't adapt and embrace its emerging talent, it stands to lose more than just ratings. It could lose the very future of the sport. The WNBA finds itself at a crucial crossroads. It has an incredible opportunity to soar by tapping in the popularity of stars like Caitlyn Clark. Yet if it continues to overlook her significant influence, it risks slipping back into obscurity. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. More exciting content awaits you on the screen now.